Anthony Hartwig here with a Crestview boys basketball player profile. We're joined by senior Jamison English. Jamison, thank you so much for coming on talking to us today.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for having me on.
And this team right now is on a tear. They're playing good basketball at the right time. Talk about what it's been like to go through this season. Definitely some adversity, and to see yourselves kind of come out the other end of it.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, it was tough. I think our offense was very stagnant, and I think we really need to turn that around. Practices, I think coach, especially with coach, the trust wasn't really there. Him coming in, brand new guy. And I think now with where we're at now, I think the trust is there, the chemistry's there. We're moving better than we were at the beginning of the year because at the beginning of the year, we had a new system coming in, bunch of new offenses, bunch of new defenses. So it took a while for us to, get in the groove, but we're finally there and it's good. I love it.
We had the chance to talk to Coach Mateo last week, and after that LeBray game to talk about not just that win, but the season overall. And he did describe like he had to come in and kind of revamp the program in the way that he and his coaching staff wanted to look. And like you just said, it took a little bit to get that trust there. Talk about how he built it, and what were some things that you as a senior and a leader kind of started to see as the season went on that let you buy into his philosophy, his culture, that also let the younger kids do the same.
Yeah, for sure. I think before, I think in practice, we weren't really used to going as hard as we are now. Practices are up tempo. We're really getting after it. The fundamentals are there too, which is something that I think we weren't really used to. I know like everyone fundamentally wise, it was good, but we didn't do that a lot in practice. It was more up and down, get after it. But I think after a while of him just, pounding it into us, like hard work, get it done, all this and that, I think it finally clicked. And, we had a few meetings in the locker room towards the end of the season. And, I think that's just what really made us click.
You look at the numbers of this team, and you talked about the offense earlier, and you might not have the one player that can go out there and score 20 points per game, but you have 4 or 5 players that are averaging over 8 points a game and can really score any night. So, what's it like to be on a team that has that kind of balanced offense? And you know that if you're not having your best night, you have 3 or 4 other guys that can go out there and score as well.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Having Jonathan Best out there, Tyler Savage, Evan Neff, and Hayden Patrone. I think in the LeBray game, he came off the bench and gave us I think three threes. Same with Southeast game. He's been playing very well. So yeah, to have all those guys to come off the bench, especially the young guys like Isaac Unkefer, just to have them is just great because having an off night, have these guys come off the bench, light a spark. So yeah.
Talk about the confidence you guys have right now. I mean, you're going to tournament play. You've definitely peaked at the right time, as we said at the top of this interview. How much confidence is in this gym right now and in this locker room?
Oh, the confidence is unbelievable. Even before the games, we don't care what anybody's record is. We don't care what they've been doing the last game or what they've been doing all season. We're there to play. And coach has always said it's not about like we're not looking two games ahead. We're looking at the game ahead of us. Like we only care about that game. And once that game's over, we'll look ahead at the next one. But that's really what it's all about.
When we talked to Coach Mateo, it was me and DJ Oakley both talking to him, and we both said afterwards we were ready to like run through a brick wall for that guy. He's such a good motivator. Talk
Yeah.
about that aspect of his coaching style and how much he just kind of riles you guys up and gets you guys really ready to go out there and play good basketball.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Before every game, he's just so intense in practice. Everything we do, he's just a very intense guy. And I think that's what we really needed. Get after it. So yeah, I love it.
And then I also want you to talk a little bit about playing for Crestview and how much pride comes into that program and into that community and support system you get. You get to represent that school every night. And I know there's a lot of tradition in Crestview basketball. It's a basketball school. It's got a lot of success in its program's history. What's it
Mhm.
like to be having one more year where you get to put on those colors and wear Crestview around your chest?
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Senior night, I just love because the community. It's not really about the record. It's Crestview basketball. They just want to come watch a show. And I think that's something that it's great to be able to go in the Rebel Dome as we call it, and just have fun and the crowd's electric. So being able to wear Crestview on my chest one more time, hopefully a few more times, is great.
What do you love the most about that school system, about the community that makes you so proud to be able to support, to be able to represent it?
Oh, just how the community is really close. They all care for each other. When something happens, somebody's like, hey, call me if you need this, if you need that. So, it's just a great community overall and love them all.
Now, when they have the new gym up and running, what's one part of this gym now that you play in that you want to see stick around? Like, there's got to be something about that gym that feels like home to you that you wouldn't feel like it's Crestview without. A lot of people say the drop down scoreboard, that's very popular. Is there something in that gym that makes you feel like, man, if this is missing, it won't feel like home to me?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, me personally, it's got to be the jumbotron. It's just not everybody has that, and for us to have it, I'd really like to see if maybe they could somehow move it into the new gym, but I know that'll be kind of tough. So,
We also talked to Coach Mateo, of course, about his first experiences with Mr. B as an announcer.
mhm,
You've had him since you were a kid watching basketball.
yeah.
What's it like to be introduced by that atmosphere? The lights go off. You got the light show
Oh
going. What's it like just to walk out of the bench and be introduced in that kind of atmosphere?
Oh, I love it. Ever since I've been a little kid, I've been hearing Mr. B announce everybody. When the lights go off and they got the spotlight going, you just feel some type of way. So, yeah, he's a great announcer. I'm gonna miss that guy. Great guy overall. So, yeah.
What was it like the first time you heard him say your name for a varsity start?
It was unbelievable, really. We have sometimes me and him joke around because I think senior night he accidentally put me as number three. We were messing around after, like, hey, I'm not number three, I'm number zero. So, yeah, he's just a great guy, and
It's a perfect segue because numbers are important, and I know everyone kind of picks a number for a reason. What
mhm.
got you into be wanting to be number zero?
Yeah, well, I all my life actually I wore number three, and the point guard before me, James Best, he wore three his entire high school career, and I think that jersey got taken or thrown away or something. I don't know what happened to it. And one of my old buddies, Anthony Cusick, he wore zero at one point, and he's one of my best friends, so that's really where it came from.
I think he just didn't want you to wear his number three.
That's
He,
what I think. Yeah,
yeah, that jersey disappeared.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but you said you get to wear number zero to represent one of your best friends. What's that like to you to be able to kind of show homage to someone that obviously means a lot to you by wearing his number?
Oh yeah, for sure. As a freshman, he was always there. He was considered my senior, so he kind of built me up to what I am today, sports wise. He was always there pushing me. So yeah,
Yeah, as we're talking about you as a freshman, I kind of want to reflect on what you kind of feel like are the biggest differences between you as a senior and you as a freshman. What are the biggest ways you've grown up and grown as a player and as a person since you were a freshman in here at Crestview?
yeah, for sure. I think I've really grown, leadership wise, because I feel like freshman year, I would really, I would get in my own head, and I'd let people see it, and that would my teammates looking up to me, they'd see that and be like, oh, it's okay to do that. So I feel like the past 4 years, that's something I've really grown leadership wise. So,
Who were some people along the way, whether it be teammates you've had that were leaders or whether it be leaders outside of basketball in your life that kind of showed you the groundwork and the blueprint on how to be a leader?
oh, yeah, for sure. One of the biggest is actually my football coach, Coach Perry. He was big on leadership and just all that. So he's a great part in that.
Yeah, you bring up football. You're a multiple sport athlete. It seems like if you're a Crestview athlete, you almost have to be a multiple sport athlete.
Yeah.
What's it like to kind of transition through the seasons and always keeping yourself busy and going from one sport to the next?
Oh, yeah. It's a lot, going from football to basketball to track because I ran track for, I think, 2 years. But, it's just, I like to do that. I don't like to be sitting around. I like to, get after it a little bit. So, yeah.
A lot of people would look at a sport like football and the basketball and say they're so different. What kind of things do you take from each one? Like, what do you take from football that makes you a better basketball player, and then what do you think you take from basketball that might make you a better football player?
Yeah, I think football wise, a lot of discipline. I think you can really take that and move that on to basketball. And basketball wise, a lot of conditioning. So, it really gets you ready for football. So, yeah.
So when you talk about loving basketball so much and working hard at it, keeping you motivated, what are the motivations? What are the things that get you through the tough days? Maybe the practices that you don't want to be at. Maybe you're having a bad day or you're tired. What are those things that keep you motivated on those days?
Yeah, for sure, probably my teammates. My senior year, I only got a few more days or weeks left with them. So, I'm trying to live it as long as I possibly can, live it up. So, yeah,
We're hoping it's weeks, right? That's the big goal.
hopefully.
When you talk about getting ready for tournament time, you had a little bit of time off, a little bit more time between games than you're used to. What has
Hmm.
been kind of the mindset and the talks here in the gyms and the practices leading up to tournament time?
And, we haven't, we've been talking about, South Range for a while now, just watching film and, you know, not thinking too much about it, not letting the moment take over too much, just working hard and getting ready.
What are some things that you think on the floor skill wise you've gotten better at this year that you see in your game and like, man, I have really grown as a player in this way this year?
Yeah, for sure. I think my mid-range game has definitely gotten better over the last few years because I was more of a drive, shoot threes. I didn't really like to go to the mid-range, and that's where I score most of my points. So,
All right, when you graduate in a few months and you get that diploma, you get reflective on your time at Crestview. What are going to be some things that you're really proud of yourself for accomplishing, whether it be on the court, whether it be on the football field, or maybe in the classroom, maybe a class that you really are proud that you were able to get the grade you got? What are some things that you've accomplished that really make you proud of yourself when you grab that diploma?
yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing, honestly, is that East Palestine win last year. It felt good, finally get a playoff win because the past my 4 years here, I think we only have one playoff win. We didn't win my sophomore year. We didn't. I don't even think we got in my freshman year. So that was huge for me, and they're kind of a rival, so it was great.
And then before we let you go, we end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give the player, you, the time to take the limelight off yourself a little bit and talk about the people in your life that mean the most to you, that support you, that have your back. So I want to give you the time to give out thank yous and shout outs to the people in your life that you think really deserve it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to shout out all my teammates, my head coach Lou Mateo, the entire coaching staff. All the football coaches, all the teachers that have really been in my life. To get me where I'm at today. I appreciate all of them.
Jameson, we appreciate you so much, man, talking to us about your senior season, taking the time on a Monday. Man, we wish you the best of luck in this tournament. We hope that it goes as long as it possibly can for you guys, and we look forward to talking to you real soon.
Yes, sir.